Dobrze, że i tak, że nie w trakcie gry, tylko między rundami, bo to tam powinno już być.
Czy to będzie ten sam link?
Nie no, link jest inny na pewno, bo tam to się zakończyło.
Autopostować to na nowo, czy dawać jako komentarz?
Nie, jak ktoś śledził, to se znajdzie, jak ktoś ma w dupie, to
Nie no, było 17 osób. Nie wiem ile normalnie było.
Nie no, nie wiem, no tyle samo, nie? Chodzi mi o to, że wiesz, jeśli ktoś ogląda, był zainteresowany,
Powiedz mi tylko, gdzie się
się...
klika, żeby wygenerować tego linka? Czy to jest tutaj...
No przemo, wejdź sobie na YouTube.
Ja nie ogarniam takich rzeczy, kolego. To
Ale
jest ten link? Nie.
Wiesz, że z telefonu. Możesz w komentarzach jak chcesz, ale powrzucałem to na różne grupy już tak.
Dzięki.
start. Gramy tak gdzieś do 18. Parę minut po.
Okay guys, welcome back. We are beginning the round 3, the final round of this Polish Republic Open tournament. We are having now, actually it's the second table, because the player who's on the first table playing Piotrek Świetlicki, playing with Daniel Incaitis, is doesn't want to play on stream, so they moved to another table, and the table to advance to the stream. Guys, so on the right hand side we've got Jesikiewicz, who's a player from Gdańsk, and on the left we've got Marcin Kotoulas, who's a local player from Kraków. You can see this is an Imperial and a Republic fleet. So actually Jarek had a beat. He chose to go first, and he chose infested fields objective. So So Marcin was playing against a similar fleet, the other Sloan fleet which we have today on the tournament in the previous round. That was Świetlik, so he has some experience now against this kind of build, and you can, I'm sure both Sloan fleets, even though they are similar, there are still some differences between them. Looking at Marcin fleet, so we've got Luminara Unduli, the Admiral, with the Venator 2 equipped to activate as many squadrons as possible. There is also Pelta Medical Brigade with fighter coordination team to move those ARC 170 starfighters closer to the engagement, and the reserve hangar deck to bring back some of those V-19 turrets. Axed, Oddball, Kickback, and Ashur Katana. Actually we've got two identical Pelta Medical Brigades, were both with Comsnet, so it's probably Venator doing heavy lifting and the squadrons helping out. The interesting thing is DBY 827 heavy turbo laser, so this actually allows Marcin to deal quite a lot of damage when he's doing a salvo attack. With black, red and blue dice on Venator in the rear arc, it can easily do about 3 to 4 damage. You can imagine, thanks to DBY, he can switch the black dice in salvo to hit crit side. This is going to be a lot of squadrons fighting against each other with Siras 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Whoa! Actually, unusual. 9 squadrons. Jarek has 9 squadrons and Marcin 8. I expect Jarek should be able to do an alpha strike, and the question is if this alpha strike would be strong enough to kill enough of Republic squadrons. You can see there is a V9, 2 V90s which are escorts, and also 2 of their aces with also escort. There is an obviously axe to reduce the damage, incoming damage. Can't remember what Tranquility does, I'll check that in a moment. So, Tranquility. Alright, so basically when you're defending after you spend defense tokens, if you spend fewer than 2 defense tokens, you may move up to the shields from one of your hull zones to the defending hull zone. So you can do some shield shifting without spending any engineering. Quite useful, I guess. I see Jerzy is back, good. So Jurek, yes, I think Jarek has quite a good chance for even winning a tournament today. If guys on the first table, I mean Daniel and Świetlik, if they split points and Jarek will win big, then who knows? It won't be easy though. I can imagine those peltas are actually quite tough as if you talk about the small ships, and Venator is not easy to kill as well, especially with thermal shields. What does Okay. So first deployment on Jarek's side was a Quasar. Interestingly, it's not placed sideways, so Jarek is not going to circulate around the battlefield and activate his squadrons with the boosted comms. He probably looking at maybe charging directly forward. I don't know, seems like a risky idea, especially if Marcin will decide to put all his fighters in the front. One thing is sure, this ISD looks much more terrifying than the Venator 2. With point defense ion cannons, it really has a chance to withstand a lot of attacks from the squadrons. Also with Emperor Palpatine, you don't really want to attack it because you will have to spend your defense tokens, which can be further spent from fighters' attacks with the Admiral Sloan. And then you've got Avenger on the top of that, which will prevent you from spending some of your defense tokens. Not to mention much more red and blue dice in the front arc than the Venator 2. Venator 2 has only 2 red, 2 blue, 2 black dice in the front arc, where ISD has a 4 red and 4 blue, so much more firepower. More firepower, more hull than Venator as well, and it turns better. Now let's see who has more deployments. 3 deployments plus 4, 7 deployments on Marcin's side, and 2 plus 4, 6 deployments on Jarek. So actually, it's the advantage here is on the Marcin's side. He will be able to put his Venator after all Jarek's ships will be placed on the board. So he can try to choose the best attack angle for his Venator. Possibly maybe trying to catch a side arc of the SD. We have lost the previous stream due to the loss of signals, so if you are watching this and maybe you are on some Discord channels, maybe you are on a Facebook groups or chats or forums, please share this link. Maybe some more people would like to join to see this final round. So yes, it seems that Jarek has already deployed all his ships, and there is just a single fighter left. Is that the Jandon? And now we are waiting for the final fighter and the Venator to be placed. Okay. So, yeah, I think Venator here will try to catch the Quasar, where on the other side ISD will try to hunt those two medical frigates. Now the question is who will catch his opponent quicker. Peltas will be more difficult to kill thanks to the better suite of defense tokens. However, they are not as fast as Quasar, so there is a potential here if the Quasar will turn sharply to the right and ISD will try to intercept the Venator. But we'll see what will be the both players' approach. They've shook hands and the game began. First round, first activation. Quasar is doing stuff, so taking a token, most likely squadron token. I've noticed that in this build actually Jarek went with Pursuant instead of Squall. Squall is usually a more popular choice due to ability to catch your opponent by surprise with additional move of your fighters, where Pursuant can give you this kind of insurance policy by taking this navigation command when you really need it, and at the same time taking a squadron command. And the guys playing infested fields, so they will try to collect some tokens for additional points, and I believe Jarek now has 15 points for the first token he collected. There are also Exegord on the board, so players will have to be careful to do not get attacked by them. And I wonder if those fighters, if the Sloan fighters are actually in range for those attacks. Interesting, I'll check. So ISD is on a speed 3, trying to close on those peltas, and took a navigation to open first round. Meanwhile, both peltas are moving slowly. I wonder what was going to happen. I mean, Jarek has the advantage in terms of speed of his squadrons, and he can do an alpha strike on the Marcin squadrons if he chooses to. On the other hand, doing that alpha strike would probably mean landing in the flag zone of those two peltas, which Marcin cleverly put as a screen for his fighters. Both medical brigades, they actually have decent... Oh no, so it's just a blue flag, sorry. I thought it's black and blue. The black and blue is in another transport brigade. But still, against the Sloan fighters, this one blue die doing just 1 damage can actually mean quite a big difference. We talk about hull 3 squadrons, and although Marcin has only 8 versus 9 squadrons on Jarek's side, he has 2 reserve hangar decks to bring back 2 of those V19 turrets. Now we are going to move some obstacles, right? Because obviously infested fields is a scenario where you get to move your obstacles after at the end of the round. And this may create some problems for both players, especially for slow rolling ships like Quasar and Peltas. They won't be able to jump over the obstacles, and in this situation I predict, oh, it's gonna hurt. Maybe that pursuant will be useful, will be handy now. Or are they... Okay, I need to read the objective, because it may be the case that actually a second player is moving all the obstacles. If that is true... Yes, that's true. Second player moves all the obstacles, so that is a real bummer on the path of the Quasar. It can either land on the rock, land on the debris, land on both rock and the debris, or just turn just to the front of Venator. Well, neither of these options looks good. Okay, I see quite a large crowd cheering up for Jarek. So I guess all you guys are from Gdańsk. Widzę, że mamy dużo osób z Gdańska. I think we're going to see a lot more action than in the previous game. I mean, at least the first half of the previous game was a slow approach of both players trying to gain advantage in the position, but here, oh my, I believe round 2 we're going to see that alpha strike, because if Jarek won't do it, then probably Marcin will do it, and then it's just going to be a damage race. And hard to say who will win this one. Well, definitely Sloan can help with killing squadron aces on Marcin's side, because you can also use accuracies to exhaust defense tokens on ace squadron. The problem for Jarek will be those 4 escorts, 2 aces and 2 generic torrents with axe in the mix, who allows you to spend a token to suffer 1 damage less on the friendly squadron. And also Minara Unduli, who, if you defend and you've spent less than 2 tokens, then you can ready a token on you on a friendly unique squadron on a friendly ship. So it's a kind of not only a damage race, but also a race between Sloan and maybe Palpatine on the ISD trying to exhaust and discard those defense tokens, and Luminara Unduli trying to ready them back for action. So that seems to be a squadron positioning on the top of round 1. And after all the squadrons will be moved, I believe we're going to see Exegord being placed. So, while we're waiting for them to finish their squadron positioning, let me just say that today, once again, I'll remind that it's the fourth and final tournament in the series of the Polish regionals. This is an initiative done by the Polish players community due to the lack of any organized play from FFG or Atomic Mass Games. Obviously, we know that this lack of organized play is due to the COVID and the pandemic situation everywhere, so we understand that, but since we saw the opening, we saw the opportunity that things are getting brighter here in Poland, we decided to have those few tournaments organized, and we hope that the situation will still look good and maybe we can pull out some national championships maybe in autumn at some point, especially that a lot of people will be vaccinated, so hopefully that will allow us to gather the larger crowd. Although it's not bad today, we've got 18 players, that's the largest out of the 4 tournaments we had. The smaller one was in Wrocław, 13 players, the other 2 had about 16, 15 players, so it's pretty good number of players, I think. And we see Execort being positioned very cleverly by the Marcin, so he tried to position them so in the way where they will attack Jarek's. He forces Jarek to do that alpha strike, otherwise Execort will attack his Jarek's squadrons, and at the same time, even if those squadrons will do an alpha strike and commit, they will still probably be far enough, close enough to the Execort to be attacked at the end of the round. And the choice they've got is if they want to use their speed 4 or 5, the large speed of Imperial squadrons, to move further away from Execort, they will just land in the flag range of the Republic forces. So I would say it doesn't look good for Jarek. At least if you look at squadrons. It doesn't mean to underestimate the power of the Imperial Squadron's Alpha Strike, obviously with Hog Runner, Mauler, and we also have a flight controllers here. So Quasar is going to activate 6 squadrons with the flight controllers, with the Hog Runner. It's going to be a lot of damage. Okay, I guess I'll update the points. We've got 45 points for Marcin from the objective and 30 points for Jarek. And round 2 already began. We see Imperial fighters began their alpha strike. I would say that's a strange choice from Jarek to take the Phantoms. They don't synergize well with Hog Runner. I would probably just take 2 plain starfighters or maybe more interceptors. Whoa, 6 dice. Yeah. hard to see what's going on there, but I'm pretty sure we're going to start seeing squadrons being taken out of the table. Was it a generic B19? Now, if a Mauler will get in and do a splash, that will definitely hurt. And is that the first dead squadron? Yes. And that was ace. So I'm guessing either axe or a kickback. Actually, it's definitely axe. I believe he's the only. Oh no, there are two squadrons with evade. Let me see. So both oddball and axe had evade and brace, and that was V19, I believe. So it seems that axe is dead. Let me go and check.
Taka, że nic nie możesz zrobić. Naprawdę, nie pomagać. No tak, trzeba mieć inżynierię.
Okay, so I was right. Axe is dead. Jarek concentrated all the attacks on him, and since he can activate 6 squadrons, then he has 3 more. I was answering some rules questions. I haven't seen what happened next, but I guess Jarek should be able to at least to kill at least one more. 6 damage, jeez. Whoa. Widzę. So yeah, I guess that's another dead V19, or is it? Yeah. No, that's oddball. Wow. So Jarek was able to ignore the escort squadrons and somehow go for the aces. And I think especially killing axes is a big deal, as he's not able to protect his friends. Is that the final attack? Wow, 4 damage. And That's just a generic V19 which is going back, so we're not going to add points for that. Although Oddball and Axe 40 points for Jarek. And that was 6 of his squadrons, I believe. I can see the other 3 hanging in the back. And yes, speed 1 Quasar will just have to land on this rock, which is very unfortunate. Well, if Jarek does it properly, he can even score all 3 obstacles. I mean the breeze, rock and Exegord. So that won't be really good for a Quasar. But no, just the rock. Well, when I say just the rock, it's not that good. And what's the crit? I'll go and check.
Co za kryt?
So, the crit is a crew panic. It's not a great one, but could be worse, I guess. If I recall correctly, it's a comms noise which allows your opponent to manipulate your speed by 1, which would be deadly for the Quasar because Marcin will be able to decrease Quasar speed to 0. But crew panic is actually telling Jarek to take 1 damage to the Quasar if he wants to use its dial. Otherwise he has to discard that dial. Now let's see how Marcin will respond. It's a Venator activation. My bet is on a squadron command. So Venator 2 with a token should be able to activate also 6 squadrons. And that's a 6 squadrons, but one of them was dead and brought back by reserve hangar deck, so will be already activated, so that means only 5 fighters. Two blue dice, so that will be most likely RC. Can't remember what's their attack pool. Oh, okay. And my guess is that was Ashoka. So Saber is dead. just 1 damage. One damage from ARC. Yeah, those Exogord will give a hard time to Jarek's fighters. And you will have to add to that Venators and the Peltas flag. I wonder how many of them will survive past this round. Personally, I think it doesn't look good for the Imperial fighters. And the Quasar is kind of on the collision course. We'll see if the ISD will come to the rescue. That's another ARC with the flight controllers. 2 damage with most likely scatter blocked on Hole Runner maybe, or Mauler, not sure. Okay, very accurate roll. But just a single point of damage. Now was it the last fighter? Are we going now to see? No, more fighters. So this one, wow, very good roll, accuracy and a free damage. So that's a brace and 2 damage taken on either Mauler or Hog Runner. Can't see from here. It seems like, yeah, Mauler. You can see this guy in the black suit. Now, what will Marcin choose? A flag from Venator, just the blue dice, or the 2 red dice to... oh, that's a flag attack. He decided to go after all those fighters, but not having the luck so far. I wonder if that was a good choice. I mean, well, 2 red dice, it's not great, but the Quasar has no evades, so even at long range he will be able to do at least some damage. Maybe winning this squadron fight is actually more important. It seems like he had no luck with the flag anyway. And Venator is going to move. Speed 2. Trying to avoid ISD front arc. Yeah. Side arc ready to flag or attack, front arc ready to attack. And time for ISD. Interesting choice on weapons battery, I'd say. I don't see any upgrade to use that crit. So ISD has most likely a squadron command as well, so the remaining 3 fighters will now attack, and I think those are 2 phantoms maybe, and perhaps a Gendon. Wow, 4 damage. That's nice, but was it Ashoka? That was Ashoka, yes, that's just a scatter. So, nice roll, but in this situation, I think, and we saw some counter from Ashoka, so in this situation, I will be more happy with at least 1 accuracy. On the other hand, if you can burn that scatter this round, then Ashoka will go down quickly in the next one. Now the question is, because we can't see from here, at least I can't see from here, if someone else can attack Ashoka without being engaged by the squadrons with the escort. That seems to be a Gendon, so he can, yeah, he's going to attack a second time, tell someone to attack a second time. Who will that be though? Okay, so that was important because that was Gendon telling some TIE fighter to attack a second time, kill the escort, and now Marek is able to attack Ashoka. I wonder what will be the Yarek's choice. Will he look a scatter to deal 2 damage, or will he look a brace and force Marcin to burn the scatter? Okay. Oh yeah, Sloan, of course. So he forced him to burn the scatter and then did 2 damage, I guess. And now ISD long range shot, pretty good one, 4 damage and accuracy. As yeah, the pelt as a target, so that will be probably evade blocked to prevent the double from being cancelled. But brace with direct and everything would go to the shields. And now ISD is moving speed 3, or is it just 2 with the token? Yeah, I think Jarek is spending a token to stay at speed 2. He doesn't want to overshoot. What man is that ISD threatening? I wouldn't like to be in those Pelta skin. So since Jarek is the first player and he already activated 2 of his ships, now we're going to see both Peltas activating without interruption. And the interesting thing is here that they don't have many more squadrons to activate, so question is they will have some tokens to give to Divinator, or will they do a repairs? We don't have really anywhere to go. Except for just in the front of ISD. So what they will try to do most likely is to kill as many of Imperial squadrons as possible before dying. The blue flag is only 50% the chance for the damage though, so yeah, and we look at damage 1, yes, and the TIE Interceptor is killed. 1 damage, and Mauler had to burn his scatter. Another damage, and whole runner spent scatter. And then a miss, another damage. That's for the Phantom. So it's really blow for a blow. Now after killing a Mauler, I think Marcin is at 72 points. And the Pelta is having a hard time to find a place to land. Yeah, I don't think it makes any difference. And the other Pelta doing a flag as well. So meanwhile, I can give you an update from the table 1, where Daniel is fighting against Piotrek, and that's a Republic fleet with the Acclamator and 4 chargers and the squadrons which you saw during the first 2 rounds, and another Sloan with a Gozanti thrown in the mix. And those guys basically playing a chess, not trying to expose themselves, not trying to lose anything. So it's really a mess in the middle of the board over there, and nothing really died yet. So those are Exegord attacking, and I think they killed already something. Let me go and check. There is another TIE interceptor dead thanks to the Exegord. So 83 points for Marcin at the moment versus 70 points for Jarek, but then we're going to see some obstacles moved thanks to an objective. So yeah, looks like that Quasar is going to just grab another face-up card, unless it will use that Pursuant title, which may not really help him because he is an ISD in the front of him. but maybe that's not a bad idea to actually activate it first. Use those remaining Imperial squadrons to do as much damage as possible before Quasar dies. After all, it's only 73 points, so it's kind of expendable. And now Marcin is thinking where to put those bugs. And well, he cannot place them to overlap any game component, so no squadrons, tokens or ships. But it seems that he wants to create some barrier for the ISD. So 3 squadrons dead on Imperial side. That gives us 6 left. Perfect for an activation of Quasar. And that'll be a perfect moment to use a Hondo knock on the top of the next round before it dies with a Quasar. Okay, we've got first scores this round. Który wy tam stół byliście?
7.
Mateusz.
Mateusz, punkty 141.
I wynik win-lose? Lose.
I Jacek, punkty 445.
Brutalny. Win. Okej, dzięki.
Dzięki.
Szybko.
5 tur.
Okay, we had the first game finished in about an hour, and the result was over 400 points, so someone was tabled and some objective was scored versus 140 points, so that's actually 10-1. And let's see, is that Hondo? Yes, I believe it is. Yep, I can see him being flipped on Pursuant. So 6 Imperial squadrons, I guess. And let's see what they can do.
Jak gracz nie może wziąć tokena, a nie, może wziąć i odrzucić.
Zawsze może wziąć i odrzucić.
Nie, jak miałeś jeden statek,
No.
to kazałby ci wziąć 2 żetony, to możesz wziąć tylko jeden, a drugi żeton przechodzi na przeciwnika.
Tak. Tylko ty nie masz też tylu statków. Okay, so yeah, as I thought, Honda activated, ISD took a concentrate fire, and Quasar took a squadron token, so he can activate now 6 squadrons, all of remaining Imperial squadrons, and we'll see how much damage they will manage to do. I think Jarek is, I'm sure Jarek is thinking about his target selection. There are obviously some escort fighters in the mix, so he has to choose to kill them first. Whoa, 5 damage. Excellent roll from Marek. Enough to even one-shot one of those V19s. But that was not a V19, that seems to be Ashoka. Because counter 2. Yeah, Ashoka dead. Interesting. So actually Jarek decided to attack a ship here? Was the Phantom attacking? I couldn't see. So now this seems to be a TIE Interceptor, because 4 dice plus Hull Runner plus flight controllers. Well, that is a perfect roll to kill some ace. But since it was just an ARC, they got like 7 hull, so... and killed. With a counter. Four dice. That has to be a Phantom, I guess. Not the good rolls from Jarek. Or was it actually a Hull Runner with 3 dice plus 1 from far right controllers? So will that be a Phantom attacking a Pelta? Yeah, 2 red dice. That's a Phantom's anti-ship battery. Well, those guys for sure are deadly against ships, but yeah, it's just the 1 damage. Doesn't seem worth it. And yeah, it's just taken to the shields. Is there one more attack? Whoa, perfect roll. And Who is this? That seems to be just a generic ARC. And a counter. Okay. Well, that's a surprise. I thought it was an Quasar, but it seems like actually it is a ISD activation, which means that only 4 fighters were activated, I believe. Okay, 6 damage. And the Pelta can still spend all its defense tokens, which I'm guessing it's going to do. It seems like all damage were taken to the shield, so if Marcin spent a brace, took a free damage, directed to the side, and the Pelta itself has a free shields in the front, so yeah. Now let's update the points. So we've seen Ashoka dying, so that's 93 points on Jarek's side at the moment. On the other hand, we've got 2 interceptors dead, along with Mauler and the Saber. So should be something like 96. Sorry, 94. So just 1 point difference. Okay. So that wasn't an ISD after all. We've got 53 points left for this round, and actually, so that was some confusion there. Jarek attacked with his ISD, even though it was a Quasar activation, so guys got a bit confused, but yeah, now everything's on the track, and we've got some more scores coming.
400 dla Grześka, 299 dla mnie. Słuchaty to złoto, trzeba znerfić. No jak to na dalekim bije po 8 kości, a te bije
Jak ten 400, jak gdzie 8?
Normalnie koncentracja, dorzut z tego, z Zaka i coś tam jeszcze.
A ile win? Jeszcze raz?
Dla mnie 299.
299. To tak krwawo. Los. Dzięki. Okay, so back to our second table, because we've got to keep in mind that this is really a second table. The first table is not playing on stream, and so far it's all about around like 6-5 for one of the players. More scores coming. Co tam? Który stół?
Przegrałem oczywiście, co innego. Ja się
Co
zawsze
tam?
bawię dobrze przy tym.
Co tam da?
Więc tak, ja przegrałem, miałem 82 punkty.
84? Nie, 3, czekaj, 84.
To jest 100.
Los, a win Kajetan?
Mówiłem ci, 182.
182, no to Okej. I tak wam na razie nic nie powiem o wynikach, bo za mało jeszcze jest.
Gdzieś tam dolna połowa.
We'll see. Okay, so that's active. I'm guessing because I had to put in some score, but I'm guessing from what I can see, yes, there is a title revealed for Venator, which only makes sense. And the Venator is going to, my guess is to activate some squadrons, and after that to attack maybe with flak and from the side arc at the front to Quasar, or maybe it will start its attack on ISD. I don't know, we will see. Wow, so that's a very good attack roll from one of the ARCs. 3 damage against, I think it was Marek, so both braces stopped and the 3 damage through. Perfect roll. That's, whoa, just 4 accuracies. Ah. So I guess for one perfect roll there is another one which is rubbish. It's just the balance in the force. I'll just say rarely you can see them next to each other. And usually there's some time difference. And another attack. And is that enough to kill Marek? Yes. Again, both braced locked. And the 2 damage went through. Okay, Marcin was rerolling a blue die, so I'm guessing he wanted to fish for accuracy to be able to kill a Howe runner, but she spent a scatter and survived. And now Venator is attacking, so that's a long range. And the side arc is going to be, I think, red-blue. So yeah, first 2 reds against the Quasar, just a single damage on the shields. And now the side arc. A single red dice, so that was actually, I think, attack to the front arc of the Quasar from the side. So looks like Marcin is leaving those bugs to finish off Imperial squadrons. And now I would say Venator is in a quite good spot. I believe it avoided the front arc of the ISD. At least it seems so from where I see it. And ISD won't be able to kill 2 Peltas in the single or not even 2 rounds, I believe. So if it will be double arced by the Venator and kept in place and attacked by Peltas, it may actually look bad for it. I think oh yeah, now we see ISD activated, but now it's much better roll. Yeah, that's a token spent to roll that red. Oh my gosh. Już sekundkę. So that's 8 damage. Wow. Momenciku mnie tam proszą. 8 damage. Yeah. Discarded evade to reroll both doubles. That only makes sense. Gdzie wy tu jesteście? Nie tak daleko. No spoko. Ile tam Krzysiek miał?
0.
O, 0, ciekawe. To zgaduję luz. Ty miałeś?
127.
127. Prawie chyba 8, ale chyba od 130 jest 8. Jeśli dobrze pamiętam, ale nie pamiętam to. Okej. Dobra, zobaczmy co tam się dzieje ciekawego. Okay, so I've checked what was happening with an ISD attack, so we all saw that perfect roll with 2 doubles, and there was a discarded evade to reroll 2 doubles, which after reroll ended up as a 1 damage and 1 crit, and Pelta was left with 2 full damage, 1 which is a crit, and that crit is it cannot ready its exhausted defense tokens, it has only a brace left, and an ISD rammed the Pelta, so it stayed into place. Now we have 2 Peltas to be activated, because again Jarek is the first player, he activated his both ships already, and the Marcin is free to do whatever he chooses to with his 2 ships and his flakking. So really wanting to kill all those Imperial squadrons, because he definitely needs the help of his squadrons to kill an ISD. Let's see how much time we've got left, because this game is 40 minutes left. Okay, it's really going slow with all those squadrons shooting each other, but I think once they dead it will speed up. O, dzięki Jurek. So we've got some support from Jurek from Gdańsk, who's just advising me that 8-3 is from 140 points. Luckily we've got some software to keep a score for us, so I don't have to remember this. And let's see what the Pelta is going to do. Okay, I see that Hull Runner has just a single defense token, so that's probably a brace, and that flag from a Pelta forced Jarek to burn the scatter. So she will probably die soon. Maybe even in disactivation from the second Pelta. Yeah, a Pelta is activated. What it's going to attack? Yeah, a flag. And that's damage to the Phantom. Yeah. Okay, actually this time it's not going to flag, it's going to attack Quasar. So I think Marcin is hoping for the space bugs to finish off Imperial squadrons. Help them by burning some scatters, definitely. That's a not too bad roll, no brace, 2 damage. So yeah, shields. Damage taken to the shields. Not sure what Martin is trying to do, probably to avoid getting damage from obstacles, as the Pelta already took 3 damage cards. I'm not sure how many shifts left, so if it has no shields or very little shields, even a damage from the debris may turn up deadly. Pelta moved. And Is that end of the round? And space bugs attacking squadrons. That's nothing against the Phantom, I guess. One damage. So I have probably missed some space bugs attacks because I had to do some ruling. And it seems that is Marcin thinking now about removing obstacles or placing space bugs? Yeah, he's putting an Exegord on the board. And is that actually round 3? They're really taking their time. So now there is a half an hour left. I'll go and remind them, maybe they will speed up so this game can actually finish before the time runs out. Okay, it's actually round 4, and the first activation was Quasar. Only 2 squadrons left for Jarek, the Gendon and the Phantom, and Phantom attacked and killed Pelta. And now reposition. I probably should update the score though. At another attack from the Phantom thanks to the Gendon, but it was just 1 damage and 3 accuracies. And with a counter, Phantom dies. So that is 114 points for Marcin plus 45 from the objective, so and macie wynik, tak? Jaki?
Ja wygrałem.
Aha.
Zdobyłem 505. Straciłem 181.
181. Los. Nieźle.
No, dycha, miło, ale było bardzo blisko. To było albo w T, albo we w T.
No, jak to bywa czasem.
No.
Okay, and what will Quasar do? Will it die? Yet another crit from landing on the rock. And 1 from ramming ISD. And Marcin at the moment and the... Tak?
Kiepsko mi dzisiaj szło, ale ja wygrałem.
Ale co wygrałeś?
Radek spojrzał od razu w wyniki i donosi, że wynik jest dla mnie los.
No jak? Win?
Radek, co tam? On mówi, że wygrywa. Mówi, że przegrywa. Ja nie wiem, co się dzieje.
Okej.
Nie, ale to chyba się tyczy tego gracza, nie?
Ale masz tu uważać, że w tabeli na
No tu jest wyraźnie zaznaczone, więc...
mam 420 mowa.
Okay, back to the game. Yes, so 57 points for killing a Pelta. That will be 150, I think. So they still going very close.
458.
No co tam, wynik?
Matt kontra Peter. Peter zdobył 458 punktów i wygrał. A Matt zdobył 132. To jest chyba 10-1. No jest, no tak, w sumie 300 punktów mam. Czyli mam teraz 11. 21.
Dobra. Okay, we've got only 3 tables playing at the moment. First table, second table, and the last table. And we still have 23 minutes left. Now, what's happening here? I'm guessing this is activation for... yeah, it seems like Marcin is deciding shall he activate a Venator or a Pelta. And I'm not sure which one he chose. I think it's seems to be Venator with a squadron command. So now some squadrons attacking the Gendon, and well, actually, a Gendon is heavy, so if he chooses, he could go straight for the Quasar. But he really wants that Gendon dead. Well, it's 20 points, so that's a lot for a squadron. Yeah, it's also quite important for him to escape a range of the Space Bugs attacks. He wants those squadrons to live long enough to contribute to the fight. And the Gendon is dead. And that is an attack run on. Will that be a Quasar? It's only one. It has only one hull left, so it will be nice to finish it off before Venator attacks, and so the Venator can actually attack ISD. Two blue dice, so that seems to be ARC. No shields left. Race doesn't give anything, and Quasar is dead. Oh my. And now a Venator is going to attack an ISD. So at this point it looks like at least 7-4 for Marcin, providing he can save the other Pelta. Question if he can kill the ISD. That seems to be side arc attack. Like, and of course, because of the Palpatine, and he had to spend one of his defense tokens, and he discarded the red dice because of the obstructed attack. That's a 3 damage on the ISD. It may be a little bit too late to be able to kill it, but well, we'll see. It already took some damage from ramming, so that may help. The front arc attack. Is this actually a long range attack? Not a long range, a medium range. Can't see the... Oh, because it's discarded. The fourth die, the second red die was discarded, but it was an impressive roll anyway. And now Venator is going to move. It kind of went as I thought, to be honest. The Republic fleet with much more tankier squadrons. I mean, they've got more hull, they've got escorts, they've got reserve hangar decks. Was able to survive that deadly alpha strike and then more attacks in the next rounds. Thanks to the objective, Marcin was also able to put additional damage on Imperial squadrons from the Spacebugs attacks. And I think that decided about the outcome of this battle. In this situation, it looks like maybe about 7-4 for Marcin. Although, well, the Spelta still can be killed, and very accurate roll, so no defense tokens, but just the 3 damage, which means 2 shields on the side. Oh, how he's doing this? Oh, of course, thanks to weapon battery tech. So that's 2 damage through the shield, 2 damage to the shields, and 2 damage to the hull, including a crit. Oh, maybe that Pelta is going to die after all. And let's go and check what's the crit. Well, with speed 2 it seems like this Pelta is not going to escape its fate. Next round, the the 5th round will be next, and that ISD will activate first and kill it. But will this bring a score around? One thing is sure, with splitting points on the second table, those guys, well, one of them will probably place like in top 4, but maybe even both of them, but there is no chance they're going to win a tournament today.
Minut zostało.
So I told you already about what were the admirals and fleets for separatists, imperials, and rebels, and to tell you a little bit more about the republic. So we had 9 republic fleets today. So that's a lot, and they were very diverse. But one thing was common. Most of them, in fact all but one, had at least one Venator. We saw many double Venators, some with squadrons, and most of the Republic fleets had mid to strong fighter screen, with just one fleet relying on 2 Venators, 2 Consulars, and those ignition attacks from the Venators with no squadron support. Out of 6 existing so far Republic admirals, we haven't seen only Plo Koon, but we've seen 2 Obi-Wans, 2 Luminaras, 3 Tarkins, and Bail Organa and Yularen. And it seems that Pelta escaped the front arc of an ISD. That's not too bad. Now some obstacles being moved. I don't think it will play a factor in this game. It's not like Marcin has a chance to bring down this ISD. At least I don't think so. But with killing a Quasar, his points are actually at 252. So yeah, it's about 7. I think it's a 7-4 for now, and the difference would have to be. Oh, are they calculating points already? Are they? Have they called it now? Doesn't look like it. It's 102 points for advantage for Marcin. So 7-4. It will have to be 40 more points to get it to 8-3, which is not possible without killing ISD. But if ISD will be killed, it's actually a tabling Marcin. So this is a Pelta activation. How? Oh no, that's an ISD side attack, okay. So that's top of the round 6, I guess. And a side arc, oh, 2 blanks, red, just 1 accuracy and 1 blue. A bad luck. Okay, we've got a score from the last table.
Wygrałem, o dziwo.
No i ile?
184 do 166.
184 do 166, tak? Dzięki. So that was very close, 6-5 for the separatists. So now we are waiting only for top 2 tables, but this will decide everything. And we've got about 8 minutes left, 7 actually. And they called it. So they decided nothing else is going to happen. They're basically going to move away from each other. No squadrons are going to be killed. And the game finished with 252 for Republic, for Marcin, and 160 for Jarek, for the Empire. So that's 7-4 win for the Republic. And now we are actually waiting only for the last table. So that's a game on the table 2, and with 7-4 here, it seems that actually this table 1 will have a winner. The winner of that game is most likely to be a winner of the whole tournament. If you bear with me for a few more minutes.
158 wyszło jednak dla, nie 168 chyba.
158,
tak,
dobra,
158.
okej.
Policzę 2 razy 1, coś tam.
158. Czy ja to jeszcze mogę zupdate'ować, czy to już jest koniec? Cyk, dobrze. Spoko. Thank you for watching. We're waiting for that last game to see what are the final places in this tournament. I hope you enjoyed watching games today. I definitely did. There were some interesting actions. And it was actually good to see a lot of Republic today, because I got to tell you the first 3 tournaments in Warsaw and Gdańsk and Wrocław saw a lot of separatist fleets. Really I think there were only 2 or 3 Republic fleets on each of those tournaments. And today is exactly the opposite situation. We had 9 Republic fleets, so half of the players out of the 18 players, we had 9 Republic fleets. So it seems like Kraków will be home of the Republic for now. And let's see if Republic will actually pull out a win here. We are still waiting 5 more minutes, actually sorry, 3 more minutes for the score from the table 1. I'll go and check on them.
3 minuty.
Okay, and it's over. We've got the results from the last game, where Empire Sloan won 235 versus 152 for the Republic. So it looks like the Republic may not win the day today. I'll generate results now. And so yeah, they don't know it yet, but it's pretty tight. We've got a winner, Piotr Świetlicki, with 23 victory points. Daniel Insajtish, very close, 22nd with victory points with the Republic, and Piotr was playing Sloan. And Marcin Kotoulas, also 22 as Daniel. So another Republic with 22 points and only third by the margin of victory. Then we've got Jakub Harmo, who's also 22 points with also the Republic on the 4th place. And then 5th, 6th places got 21 points, 7th place got 20 points, and 8th place got 18 points. So very, very close. All the results, and the top 7 were different only by the 3 victory points. Top 6 to the 2 victory points difference. Really close games, fun to watch, and I hope we're going to do more of this in the future. For now, thanks for watching, and I guess we will see you in the future. We'll be trying to bring you those streams whenever it's possible. Thanks, and see you around. Thanks for watching, guys.
To mamy wyniki. Zbierzmy się, mam wyniki, czy wyłączyć streama? Tak. Dobrze. No.